Namaste, everyone. Christian Long, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Sunday, Transformation Sunday, where we come together for lecture, for meditation, and for healing. Before we begin, let us invoke. Place your hands on your heart. Make sure your fingers are pointing up, your hands are tightly clasped, and the joints of your thumbs are against the chest. Feel the physical heart beating and feel the energetic heart expanding. Smile. And be aware of the crown. Remember, the crown is the entry point of spiritual energy into the body. So be aware of the crown expanding. Feel the beautiful downpour of spiritual energy, of light, love, and power from God, the great ones, the spiritual teacher, your higher self. Feel that connection within you. And be aware of the heart and the crown together. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, respected and beloved teacher, Grandmaster Choa Kuk Sui, to Lord Mahaguru Jamiling, Lord Buddha Kuan Yin, to Holy Master Count Saint Germain, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, to the angels of courage, to the angels of doing what is right, to our divine selves or higher souls, we humbly invoke for your divine light, love, and power, for your help, guidance, and protection. We ask to be super conductive and super receptive to your divine blessings and healing energies during today's session. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you with tremendous gratitude, respect, and love. So be it, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it. Welcome, 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 everyone. So it was actually quite funny. I was listening to a 5-minute YouTube video preparing for today's lecture. And as I was putting together this beautiful high definition image behind me, the person, as I was putting the image on there, the person said the word fear and lion as I was manipulating the image. I was like, so maybe we're on point today for today's topic and lecture. So what do you think the lecture is about? If you had to just throw it out there, what do you think today's lecture is about? Because the images that we have behind are always connected to the lecture. Anyone want to take a stab at it? Throwing it out there?
Yes, I would say spiritual strength.
Spiritual strength, good.
And physical strength.
Physical strength, good. Adriana says courage. Excellent. Good, good. It's about Africa. We're going to talk about Africa. Is everyone? Okay, just kidding. Chrissy, that might have been the most intense eye roll I've ever seen, ever, in the history of eye rolls. Nicely done. So we are going to be talking about courage. Courage, courage, courage. So courage is an excellent topic because it's very, very deep and very, very broad and very important in order for you to get whatever it is that you want to accomplish in this life, next lifetimes, in the physical world, and in the inner energy world. Burn the fear, be courageous. Elif, I like that. So we've talked about the Sphinx before, right? The Sphinx. The Sphinx represents a holy master. And a holy master is an embodiment of 4 particular qualities: to know, to will, to dare, and to remain silent. And those materialize in the physical world, as well as those have to be practiced in the inner world. And so the lion represents the daring aspect. It is taking action in spite of fear. People have the assumption that courageous people are courageous because they have no fear or fearlessness. Not necessarily. And one of the great teachers, Vivekananda, who is credited of bringing yoga to the United States in the late 1800s, he was an embodiment of fearlessness. He had to be fearless because he was a foreign man coming to a foreign country, and he was spreading practices and teachings that were completely and utterly foreign to the people that he was working with. So he had to overcome individual fear of this is scary. What does all this mean? And he had to overcome collective fear. And so he was a great teacher of fearlessness, but most of us are not at that point, right? Most of us are stuck at the lower levels of fear. Now, Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui says that you have two kinds of fear. You have real fear and you have imaginary fear. And most of the things that prevent us from moving our lives forward are imaginary fear. And we have to practice discernment between what is real fear and what is imaginary fear, because we have something in our system called the fight or flight response, right? So we have a stimuli and we either fight that stimuli for survival or we run from that stimuli for survival, depending upon how big our perception is of that thing. And we can have a fear inside of our heads that we treat as a physical fear, and that's the problem. That's the problem. So we have to be able to differentiate between a real fear and an imaginary fear. So to give you an example of a real fear, I was watching a story of an American who is a Christian missionary who loved the outdoors. And he was exposed to different tribal cultures around the world that had been, how should I put this, converted or tried to be converted to Christianity by different men that he respected. And some of these men died by these tribes. But he said, I have a calling and I want to be a person that speaks the name of God, speaks the name of Jesus to people who have never heard it before in order to prevent their eternal damnation. So he studied, he trained, he traveled, he even learned languages. He even learned how to communicate. He took like a 9-week course on how to communicate with people that you don't know their language, right? And he ended up going to, I hope I say this right, Sentinelese Island off the coast of India, which is one of the most remote people on the planet. And the population is guesstimated to be anywhere from 50 to 500 people, but they think it's around 100 people. And historically, since the 60s, these people have been very, very hostile to outsiders, and even killing some of them, right? People that would dock their boats, dock their ships, get off the island, they would be either attacked right at the port, quote unquote port, or they would go in and then be attacked. And some of these people made it out with their lives. Some of these people did not. So this particular Christian wanted to go and evangelicalize these people, these tribesmen. And this is in 2018. And he tried 3 different times over a 2-day period. And on the second day, the last time, he wrote the courage that he needed to do this thing for the glory of God. And they ended up killing him. And they ended up burying him because there was the assumption that these are barbaric people, right? There's no level of refinement or culture, but they buried him, right? And then his body was later picked up off the island. So this was a person who couldn't differentiate between real fear and imaginary fear, in the sense that he was being courageous, but he wasn't being intelligent. He wasn't using the light aspect of the soul. He wasn't practicing discernment. But a person will have the same level of fear and anxiety of putting out their resume, asking somebody out on a date, quitting their job and starting a business. They'll have that same level of panic and fear, and they'll believe that that's a real thing, right? So that's the other side of the coin. So this particular person had courage, but no discernment, right? And that lack of discernment cost the person their lives. So we would use that as an example, right? Of saying, well, see, that's a person who was courageous, and look what happened to him. I'm not going to let that happen to me. But you have to practice discernment and go, well, is me starting a business putting my life at risk? Not necessarily. Is me asking somebody out on a date putting my life at risk? Is me doing something that is outside of my comfort zone putting my life at risk? And in most cases, no. Now, if you said, well, I'm going to start being a wingsuit practitioner, where I put on a wingsuit and I jump out of a plane and I'm going 180 miles an hour down a mountain. Yeah, that's a level of real fear that it is the world's most dangerous sport, where most of the practitioners have died within 2 years of practicing. So again, it's making the distinction between real fear and imaginary fear. The fear that we're talking about and practicing courage around those fear is getting outside of your comfort zone, because everything that you need, want, and desire is outside of your comfort zone. Super important to recognize that. Everything that you need, want, and desire is outside of your comfort zone. And the things that you are comfortable with, that would make maybe other people afraid or hesitant, are things that you have practiced many, many, many times in this incarnation and previous incarnations. So for instance, public speaking is more of a fear for the general populace than death. People would rather die than speak in public. Now, I performed as a 6-year-old on a stage with my peers in a chorus, like singing, and I passed out while on the stage, fell on the stage, and all my little friends were surrounding me. They didn't know I had passed out. I had passed out. Like, I literally blacked out, fell in the stage. And then the singing was over, the curtains closed, and I like came to, and then I stumbled off the bleachers, and then I vomited all over the dress of my my speech therapist. Funny enough, I don't know why my speech therapist was helping out with the choir, but that was the first and only time that I've had stage fright. So I guess I got it out of my system early on in life. And ever since then, it's been very, very easy for me to speak in public, right? To do anything in public. So that's something that I've practiced. So it doesn't require me to cultivate a lot of courage in order to speak. There are other things that I've had to practice courage around. For instance, one of the biggest fears that men have is approaching women. One of the biggest fears, bar none, that men have is approaching women. Women don't recognize that in general, because why? Women don't approach men. Women take the passive stance of sitting, being attractive, and bringing in the man, bringing in the attention, bringing in the approach. But one of the biggest fears for men, even men that have served in the military, because I have many backstories and anecdotal evidence to this, have even served in the military, served in wars, are more afraid of an approaching a woman getting rejected than they were in combat situations, right? Because it's based on perception. So that is something that I had to practice over and over and over and over and over and over again, of getting rejected or the potential of getting rejected. Why? Because I'm overcoming my own thoughts and beliefs about who I think I am in that moment in time. Because being rejected doesn't feel good, right? Being rejected, you feel like you are pushed out of the tribe and then you could potentially die, right? But we don't live in that world anymore. That's real fear versus imaginary fear, right? There was an experience that I had about 2 weeks ago doing my inner work. Now, you guys know inner work is dealing with the energy world. And I had an experience that was in the top 3, maybe top 1 of most terrifying experiences of my entire life. In the real world and in the energy world. Meaning I was sitting here in Kalispell, Montana, doing my inner work, and I experienced something that was more terrifying than almost anything I have ever experienced in the physical world. Real fear versus imaginary fear. So what I was experiencing in the inner world was not real on the physical plane, but to my inner state, my inner beingness, it was real. It was, I'd be willing to say, the most terrifying experience I've ever had to go through. But what that allowed me to do is practice discernment and go, wait a minute, this is not who and what I am. So in order to overcome fear, whether it's physical fear or inner fear, it's recognizing who and what you are, which is the soul. Which requires what? Awareness, understanding, and constant practice. Because when someone is afraid of something that is imaginary, they are taking their mind and their emotions and they are identifying with what they are thinking and what they are feeling. They become that, right? It's kind of like a person who watches a horror movie who cannot suspend their disbelief. And they identify with the horror. They believe they are that. And that's why they're afraid. But it's a movie. It's not real. Right? It's not real. So if you have presence of mind of I am that I am, then you are able to be still, be aware, and just see it as the objective observer, right? So the chakra that primarily deals with courage is the solar plexus chakra. So if the solar plexus chakra is congested and underactivated or overactivated, it depends. But if the person's solar plexus chakra is congested, not functioning properly, and there are a bunch of programs within it, a person can become afraid of many, many different things. Usually people who have anxiousness or anxiety have programs within their solar plexus chakra that prevents them from taking the action on the things that they want to do in life. You have people that have general anxiety, meaning they're just anxious about everything in life, which is a difficult place to be. And then you have people that are anxious with very specific things in their life. Could be anxiousness around their health or anxiousness around relationships, and maybe not intimate relationships, but anxiousness about a family member, right? So you can have general anxiety, you can have very specific anxiety, but regardless, you have to practice courage. And courage is doing what is right, which is connected to the Ajna chakra. Doing what is right. So you have to have a level of discernment and go, what is the right thing to do? Is the right thing for me to quit my job and to start a business? Is the right thing to sell my business and get a job? Is the right thing for me to continue my spiritual practice in spite of the scary things that I experience, or to quit my spiritual practice because I don't want to experience those fearful things again? So you have to have a level of discernment. Very, very important. Also, giving up is not an option. In order for you to have constancy within your life, you need to have courage. Because constancy means you are continuing to move forward in spite of what's happening. So you get rejected, you move forward. You're afraid of what the possibility may be, you move forward. You cannot have constancy without courage. So the virtue within pranic healing of constancy of aim and effort and non-laziness is connected to constancy, solar plexus, aim, Ajna chakra, effort, the basic. Most people stop at the materialization phase in their life at the solar plexus chakra. So in order to materialize something, energy needs to flow through your energy body, right? You get an inspiration from the higher soul, and then it goes into the crown, down the forehead, the ajna, and the energy keeps getting transformed and stepped down through that process. Most of the time, people do not materialize their need, wants, and desires and take their lives to the next level because it stops materializing in the solar plexus chakra. That's why overcoming fear is super important. Super, super important. And the only way you overcome fear is by practicing overcoming fear. Super important. And again, the virtue of constancy of aim and effort is connected to the what? Power aspect of the soul, right? What's the soul? Light, love, and power, the three aspects of the soul, which are connected to the virtues. The virtue of constancy of aim and effort and non-laziness is connected to the will or power aspect of the soul, which that is needed to make anything happen. So if you look at your life and go, well, I'm not where I want to be in my life, I can almost unequivocally guarantee you it's because of lack of courage, no matter what. Because it prevents you from taking action. Because let's say you have the inspiration of what you want to do. You have the aim of where you want to go in that doing. Then you have the details on how to carry that out. Then you have the people, the heart, the people that can help you in the process of carrying that out. And then you go, what if it doesn't work out? What if I get kicked out of the tribe? What if I look like a complete idiot? What if I lose it all? And isn't it funny? The tendency of mankind is to go to the what if scenario of worst case, not what if scenario of best case. It's called pessimism versus optimism. What if it doesn't work out? One of my coaches long time ago says, what if it works out? What if it works out better than you can imagine? So I looked over my life and I thought to myself, okay, I was afraid here and I took action. What was my feedback? It was actually pretty good. What about this time when I was afraid to do it and I took action? Wow, that was actually way better than I could have imagined. There was an example I gave you guys a while back of my ex-wife was sitting at her desk at work, and her boss came in and he put a check right in front of her for $420,000. And he says, while it took me 18 months to make that, you can do the same thing and more. And he goes, I got this by getting out of my comfort zone. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to make $420,000 within an 18-month period, but how many people are going to practice the courage necessary, so being constant, of taking progressively more and more difficult steps along the way in order to get that? So the people who get what they need, want, and desire in life are people who are ready, willing, and able to practice courage consistently. Super important. I cannot emphasize how important this quality is. I know people who are very, very developed spiritually, have amazing healing abilities, and they continue to not move their lives forward because of lack of courage. So these are people who could impact tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in massively powerful ways, but because of lack of courage, they don't move their lives forward. They don't move their purpose forward. Okay? So it's something you have to practice every day. Do they know they have this capacity? Yes. The interesting thing is, most all of us know we're capable of greatness. Most all of us know that we're capable of greatness, but it requires courage. I sometimes don't have the vision of what's possible. We talked about constancy, right? So you go, well, I don't know what my vision is. You have to practice constancy and courage in uncovering that vision. You have to constantly keep knocking at the door. So there's a practice that I've suggested to clients over the years. It's a practice that I've done successfully over the years. I'll cover that. The question is, how do we do that? So in the Lord's Prayer is a systematic way of activating the latent tendencies within the chakras, right? So we say, Our Father, crown chakra, who art in heaven, forehead chakra, hallowed be thy name, ajna, throat, thy kingdom come, heart, thy will be done, solar plexus. So I want to spend a moment on thy will be done. Somebody's calling me from WhatsApp. So when you be aware of your solar plexus chakra and you mentally or verbally say, thy will be done, the solar plexus chakra becomes regulated by the will of the higher soul. Just by thinking or saying that expression. Now, obviously, with greater understanding and greater reverence and greater practice, that will become more and more profound in your experience. So when you are fearful, the solar plexus is super big and it's out of control. It's spinning erratically. It's kind of doing its own thing, right? Think about the times that you've been fearful and you're like frozen or right, you freeze or you run or you become hyper aggressive, right? Not the place that you want to be in. So when you are needing to do something that requires courage, you can be aware of your solar plexus and say, thy will be done. And then you inhale, be aware of the solar plexus and ajna simultaneously. Then you be aware of the ajna, you exhale. Then you go back to the solar plexus and the ajna and you inhale, be aware of both of them. Then you exhale, be aware of the ajna. Then you go back to the solar plexus, be aware of the solar plexus and ajna, inhale, be aware of the ajna, exhale. Then you do the ajna and above the crown, you inhale. Then you be aware above the crown, you exhale. Then you be aware of the ajna and above the crown simultaneously, you inhale. Then you be aware above the crown, you exhale. Then a third time, you be aware of the ajna and above the crown, you inhale. And you be aware of above the crown, you exhale. What is the purpose of doing that? Thy will be done. Which will? You have lower will of the emotions, the emotional will. Then you have the higher mental will. And then you have the spiritual will. Thy will be done. So when you practice that, there will become a great stillness, peace, and inner strength that will come over you. And you will do the thing that you need to do. So Adrian is asking the question, I sometimes don't have the vision of what's possible. You don't need to see the entire path before you take the next step, right? The analogy I like to use is, you're going to be driving 1,000 miles or 1,000 kilometers. You don't have to have every traffic light being green before you go, right? You just have to go to the next green or yellow or red, and then to the next one, and then to the next one, and the next one. Because what is it? Soul realization is what you're after. You're like, but I don't know what that looks like. Okay, but you know people who have been there and done that, and they're saying, do this, this, and this. So do this, this, and this. And then as you're continuing to practice that over and over and over again, the vision will become clearer and clearer. As I understand it, the divine plan is not fully revealed until one is a holy master. So what do we do up until that point? Nothing, right? A holy master has the complete vision of what the divine plan is for their life and the divine plan for the cosmos. We're not there yet. I have no idea what the divine plan other than it's evolution. So the divine plan is evolution. Okay, so today, am I more evolved today than I was yesterday? Am I doing things right now to evolve myself? If the answer is yes, I keep moving forward. if I am evolving and I come to a sticking point of like, I don't know if I can do that. Aha, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity to practice courage in that moment. Just like I did 2 weeks ago when I was doing my inner work and I had an absolutely terrifying experience that the interesting thing is, wherever you are, you can't run. You guys realize that you can't run from yourself. You can't run from the inner world. You can deceive yourself. You can delude yourself into thinking, but you can't run from the inner world. So the demons within you, the weaknesses within you, the entities or elementals within you that we all deal with, you can't run from. You have to face them eventually. The problem is most people face them much later on in their life after they've been more ingrained and more energized. And so the demons have become bigger. So it's better to face them now, courageously, fearlessly, and overcome that before going to the next level. One of the highest forms of initiation into sainthood is the guardian at the threshold, which is talked about in Theosophy. There's a moment in time in your spiritual life where you reach the energetic equivalent of the worst aspects of yourself in a personified form. So imagine, quote unquote, the worst qualities about you, the biggest vices, weaknesses, negative tendencies, the yuckiest things about yourself, and imagine meeting that in a personified form. That is called the guardian at the threshold. That's the next level of initiation. So if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, remember the guy that's at the Rainbow Bridge? He's the guardian at the threshold before you are allowed into the kingdom. So every spiritual practitioner has to face the guardian. And guess what happens? You have a choice. You have a choice of meeting the guardian and running, and you don't get that next level of initiation in this incarnation, and it could take several more incarnations. Or you meet the guardian, you practice courage in that moment because you've had so much experience of practicing courage over and over and over and over again that you pass the test and you enter sainthood. Adrian asks, does our Arhatic yoga practice the virtues, work, family, service, tithe? Yes. It's kind of like Master says, follow the simple instructions. All the energies that you need to evolve, at least into sainthood, are within Arhatic yoga. So if you're like, you know what, I have the aspiration to become a soul realized person, I have the aspiration to become a saint. If you practice Arhatic yoga properly and regularly, you will achieve that objective because it's built into this system in and of itself. It's a complete system for sainthood, right? So that's what I want to inspire you guys with today's talk, is practicing courage. Practicing courage is not, it's not something that's just on one level. Like I deal with very scary thoughts. That's one level of truth. I deal with very scary emotions. That's another lower level of truth. And then do you act? Do you manifest goodwill and the will to do good physically? Right? That's the lower, denser level of truth. And that's where you can practice your mastery. Does that make sense? So if you're practicing on the physical plane things that you're afraid to do, you're practicing mastery. You are strengthening the will aspect of the soul. But if you're like, I deal with scary thoughts all the time, okay, that's just on the mental plane. What about the emotional and physical plane? You have to assimilate and integrate the energies of the soul. The reason we don't act is because we think we are that fear. We don't recognize we are the soul. I am light. I am love. I am power. I am going to do the right thing. Thy will be done. The will of what? The will of the higher soul and the will of God. So you're saying my divine plan is to be a healer? Maybe. Yeah, but I'm afraid to be a healer. Okay. So what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm just going to continue to remain afraid about being a healer. Okay, well, that you're not developing the quality. Well, I want to start a business. Well, I'm afraid to. Okay, well, is that the right thing for you to do? I think it is. Well, then do it. Practice it. I'm going to be spending the next month on the road in 2 weeks, and it's going to be very unpredictable, but I've practiced my courage muscle very often in my life. So I'm up for an adventure, but I also realize there are things in my life, nooks and crannies, where I'm not practicing enough courage. I'm not being fearless enough in order to get me from where I am to where I want to be, because everyone's comfort zone is having to be expanded, right? So you may have a comfort zone that's this big and another person has a comfort zone that's this big, but relative to the individual, they could still go much, much further. Right? So you don't compare yourself to other people. That's a function of negative pride and low self-esteem. You say, where am I at right now? And where would I like to be? Okay, well, in order for me to go to that next level, in order for me to expand outside of my comfort zone, I'm going to need to practice courage. It's so important that it's connected to the Holy Master and it's connected to the Sphinx, to dare. Right? It's super important. You have to be daring in the inner world and you have to be daring in the outer world. It would be, for me, this is easy, right? Because I know the subject matter very, very well and have lots of years of presenting in front of people. But what if I said, okay, you now have to give a 30-minute talk on courage, right? Because you're not practiced enough. But let's say you have a skill set that I have not practiced. But because I practice courage, guess what? I'm able to do it. There are things that I'm completely inept at, but I'm willing to do it because I don't care about looking bad. It doesn't matter to me because I practice courage. So the courage permeates me more than it did, say, 20 years ago. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm comfortable being in uncomfortable situations because it's become a quality of who and what I am. Courage and fearlessness have been strengthened in my system, and it can be strengthened in your system as much, if not more. You just have to practice, practice, practice. One of the things that has recently been very difficult for me to practice is having difficult conversations, having vulnerable conversations. That is not my area of expertise. That is not my specialization. But I said to myself, I want to grow and evolve and become better in this area of my life. So guess what? Real fear, imaginary fear. Okay. This is not a real fear. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to be kicked out of the tribe. I'm not going to starve to death. I'm just going to feel uncomfortable feelings and I'm going to not know how to deal with those uncomfortable feelings. All right, fine. I can handle that. Right? So I talk myself through it and then I take the necessary action. And then guess what? The feedback has been good. The feedback has been good because here's the thing. What is my feedback based in now? It's based in reality. If you have a thought and feeling of something, if I do this outside my comfort zone, this and this and this is going to happen. It's not based on fact. It's not based on reality. It's based on theory. Well, if I start that business, it's going to fail. How do you know? If I start becoming a professional healer, nobody's going to want to work with me. How do you know? If I write a book, nobody's going to buy it. How do you know? It's all based on theory. It's not based on real world feedback. So many people live in that world. I know people who have PhDs in fields that they've never produced a result in. So they just get higher and higher and higher education, They're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. They've been in the higher education world for 15 years, and they've never demonstrated that skill set in the marketplace to get feedback from the marketplace. So everything in their life is based on theory. I would rather do one thing over and over and over again and become a master at that one thing than have thousands of theories in my head. Okay. So again, I want to really push this home to you guys. Everything that you want is outside of your comfort zone. Whatever it is that you want right now, it's outside of your comfort zone. That's why you don't have it. It is not comfortable in your life experience. So you have to expand your courage and fearlessness to now include that thing in your life experience. Okay. That's why over the next few months, I'm doing things that for me, I've never done before, and that are another demonstration and a higher demonstration of courage and fearlessness, because there are many things that I want that are outside of my comfort zone, and I have to practice courage. No exception. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Again, the practice is be aware of your solar plexus, thy will be done. Be aware of both of them, the solar plexus and ajna, same time. Inhale. Exhale, be aware of the ajna. Do that 3 times. Then you be aware of the ajna and above the crown. Inhale, be aware of both of them. Exhale, be aware of above the crown. And you do that 3 times. And that will empower you. That will plug you in. That will connect you to do what is right. It will regulate your solar plexus. So instead of being fearful, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Thy will be done. And then you'll be guided and led by your higher self. That's the smarter way of doing it. But you still have to act. That's how you integrate the energies. When you don't act, you don't integrate the energies. So that is the thing that I've noticed most people miss. People have the love aspect relatively developed in their lives. For the intelligent people, the light aspect is developed. But I've seen that people who get the most results and feedback in the world are people who have courage. You realize that 10% of the world are strong in the power aspect, and that 10% runs the world. You guys realize that, right? The power aspect runs the world. At this time in our development in humanity, 65% are love-based. That's why humanity hasn't killed itself, because of the love aspect. In general, humanity is more loving than anything else. But the people who control and dictate the world are people who have mastered courage, constancy of aim and effort, and non-laziness. Okay? So I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you to take lots and lots of action, to get lots and lots of feedback, and to continue expanding your comfort zone to get everything that you want in this life. Okay. Shall we do our exercises? So for everyone at home, but we're all at home. We're going to pause this. We're going to go through 2 songs. Please do 2 rounds of exercises, and I will see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had enough time to get your 2 rounds of exercises in. And we are now 8 days away from the Wesak Festival. Most powerful time of the entire year to meditate. Again, it's taking place on Monday, April 26, 2021. The peak of the full moon, I believe, is 9:34 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we'll be doing 4 hours of preparatory work. People should be doing their preparatory work now until the actual event. Does the camera look different, by the way? Good, yes. It's more in real time for me, and it's not so sharp. Sharper, very clear, okay. I'm sharp enough. Yeah, you're not delayed. Exactly. Exactly. That's nice. Okay. Sit comfortably. If you like to read lips, it's much. If you like to read lips, it is much better. True. So sit comfortably. We're going to do our breathing, our 6-3-6-3 breathing. I'll count for the group. Remember, in the nose, hold. Out the nose, hold. As you inhale, the belly goes out. As you exhale, the belly goes in. Smooth, rhythmic, and quiet. And do your very, very best to be still throughout. So if you're moving around, if you're straightening your clothes, if you're scratching your head or your back, you're not practicing stillness. Remember, you, the soul, are the boss. You, the soul, are in charge. So tell your body to be still and be aware. Okay, for the first breath only, let's exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. Breathe normally. Be aware of the stillness inside of you. Give yourself permission to go deeper and deeper into the stillness. Let go of the tension. Let go of the inner resistance and fear. Be aware of the deep, deep stillness within you. Your solar plexus is relaxed. Your heart is highly activated. Go even deeper into the stillness. You are safe. Go even deeper. Be aware of your crown. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Be aware of your crown. Mentally follow me. I am the soul affirmation by Grandmaster Chola Kuksui. I am the soul. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thoughts. I am not the mind. The mind is just a subtle instrument of the soul. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am connected to God. I am one with God. I am one with all. This is the truth, regardless of the brain's capacity to experience the truth. I am the soul. We are one. We are one. We are one. Separation is an illusion. There is only oneness. Oneness with God, oneness with all. We are one. Be still, be aware. Maintain your sense of oneness. Raise your hands in blessing. Imagine the earth in front of you. Throughout the meditation, maintain your sense of oneness. Separation is an illusion. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Bless the entire earth. Every person, every being with pink, loving energies. Energies of peace. Energies of sweetness and tenderness. Energies of forgiveness. Allow yourself to experience these energies of peace, love, sweetness, tenderness, gentleness, and forgiveness. And allow the entire earth to saturate itself in these energies. So be it. What would the world look like if it was softer, gentler, kinder to itself and others? Where there is despair, hope. Where there is doubt, faith. See people who are going through difficult times as being kind to themselves, nurturing to themselves, being gentle to themselves, recognizing that they can make it, that they are worthy of transforming their lives, of moving forward. But see them doing it with a sense of dignity and grace and kindness to themselves. So be it. And where there's darkness, light, sadness, joy, wherever there is war, famine, disease, unrest, conflict throughout the world, see there being light and joy anchored in these areas. See any dark spots on the planet being illuminated, being flooded and filled with more light. So be it. So be it. So it is. See the earth being cleansed and purified. See all the people being cleansed and purified. Be aware of your crown. Be aware of your hands. Be aware of the earth. See the luminous, brilliant white light pouring out of your hands. It's almost blinding. It's so bright. Like the rays of the sun pouring out of your hands. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, and to be loved as to love. See yourself as a person who is loving, who is kind, who has a strong enough connection to maintain a sense of oneness, of empowerment, of light to radiate for others, consoling others in their time of need. doing things because they're the right things to do, not for recognition, not for monetary gain. But doing it because it's the right thing to do. See yourself consoling others in their time of need. So be it. Allow the energies to pass through you. No resistance. Be aware of your heart, your crown, your hands, the earth. And see beams of golden light pouring out of your hands, even the tips of your fingers, going to Mother Earth and all sentient beings. Smile. Soften your energy. Be grateful. Grateful for this meditation. Grateful for the group. Grateful for the opportunity to be of service. For it is in the giving that we receive. It is in the pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in the dying that we are born to eternal life. If we want to move our lives forward, we must be merciful, compassionate, and forgiving towards ourselves and others. We must learn our lessons, tithe, and do service. And our lives will rapidly and properly move forward. But if we don't forgive ourselves and others, if we're withholding from ourselves and others, life becomes very, very difficult. Let go of the personality, let go of the negative pride, let go of the ego, let go of the sense of separation, and plant good seeds in the world for yourself and others. You deserve it, and the world deserves it. Give, serve, grow. Let go of the past. You are not your past. What's done is done. Be aware of the heart, the crown, the hands, the earth. Amen. St. Francis of Assisi. Gently lower your hands in your lap, palms facing up. Maintain your sense of inner stillness and awareness. Gently place your awareness 12 inches above your crown to a point of light. Smile at that point of light. As you hear the mantra Om, expand. Let go of the inner resistance. Imagine yourself as an ever-expanding balloon with no restrictions, no limitations. And just let go.
Be very still. Be aware. And let go. You are swimming in an infinite ocean of courage, of inner strength, and inner power. Now,
Slowly and gently come back to your body. Slowly and gently come back to your body. Move your hands, your fingers, your feet, and your toes. Move your hands, your fingers, your feet, and your toes, especially your feet and your toes. Come back to your body. Let's release the excess energies. Raise your hands in blessing. Be aware of your heart, your crown, your hands, and the earth. With the blessings of God and Grandmaster Cho Koksui, let the entire earth, every person, every being be blessed with divine light, love, and power, with divine help, guidance, and protection, with courage and fearlessness to do what is right. So be it. Blessings be to all. So be it. With the blessings of God and Grandmaster Cho Koksui, the Pranic healing, Arhatic yoga, the higher teachings spread properly, rapidly, enthusiastically throughout the entire world to alleviate the suffering of mankind, to heal mankind, to transform mankind. Blessings be to all. So be it. So be it. So it is. Let's bless this week for all of us. As I say, so be it. Say, so be it after me to anchor the energies. With the blessings of God and Grandmaster Cho Koksui, let this coming Monday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. With emotional calmness and stability, let Monday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Tuesday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. With physical strength and vitality, let Tuesday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Wednesday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. With proper and effective communication among all people, let Wednesday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Thursday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. With prosperity, abundance, and great, great success, let Thursday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Friday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. Let our week be blessed. Let our weekend be filled with leisureliness and happiness and joy and fun. Let Friday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Saturday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. Let us properly and rapidly learn our spiritual material lessons. Let Saturday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Sunday be blessed with divine light, love, and power, with happiness and joy of a successful following week, especially the week of Wesak. Let our goals, our projects, our wishes, hopes, and dreams be blessed with materialization, with fulfillment. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See the entire week being flooded and filled with gold. All the people, environments, and yourself are flooded and filled with gold. Remember, gold is concretized spiritual energy. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it. Imagine your friends and your family members in front of you. Shower them with divine light, love, and power. See them smiling. See them healthy, happy. Really see them smiling. See them awakening, having aha moments, connecting to their higher selves. Maybe not saints, but in the process of becoming a better person each and every day. See them greater mastery over their physical bodies, greater mastery over their emotions, greater mastery over their thoughts. Let all your friends and family members be blessed and healed. So be it. See yourself in front of you. And see yourself as a courageous person, as a person who has fearlessness in doing what is right, a person who is in alignment with the will of God and the will of the higher soul. See yourself taking risks that are beneficial for your growth and development. See yourself living an exciting life. See yourself expanding. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have your hands facing down towards the ground. Be aware of the base of the spine, the soles of the feet, 3 points. And see these beautiful golden roots going into Mother Earth, 10 feet deep, 3 meters deep. Mentally affirm, my system is rooted and connected to Mother Earth. My system is grounded, as stable as practical. See all the excess energies in the upper, middle, and lower auras being pulled down, 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 down through the feet, through the base of the spine, going into the earth. Let Mother Earth be blessed with good air, good water, good earth, and good people. Now, feel yourself being grounded. Now, so be it. Now, so be it. It is done. Place your hands on your heart. Be aware of your heart, your crown, simultaneously. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, respected and beloved teacher, Grandmaster Cho Kuk-Sui, Lord Mahaguru Jamiling, to Lord Buddha Kuan Yin, to Holy Master Count Saint Germain, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, to the angels of courage, to the angels of fearlessness, to the angels of getting us to do what we need to do in order to move our lives forward. To our divine selves or higher souls, we thank you all for your great, great blessings, for your soothing, healing energies. Thank you for allowing us to become better people each and every day of our lives. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. With gratitude, respect, and love, so be it. Thank you. And slowly open your eyes. How is everyone? Welcome back. Feel free, free as a bird, to put in any feedback. As an interesting side note, Grandmaster Cho Kuk-Sui is a Ray 1 teacher, the ray of power and will. And his birthday is August 15th, which makes him a Leo, which makes him a lion. And I would consider the teacher to be pretty courageous. Leaf says, thank you for another wonderful meditation. It was amazing. Ooh, I like the flowers and heart. That's nice. You're welcome. Chrissy said, definitely felt the difference when we went from blessing the family and friends to blessing myself. What was the difference you noticed? What was the difference? Indiana says, very strong gold. The grounding was powerful too. Yeah. Did anyone else notice that? Something shifted in the grounding? Good awareness. Mm-hmm. Very strong on family, almost gone on myself. Almost gone on myself. Gone like blissed out gone? Left the body gone? Adrian says very lich. I don't know what that means. Energy, and saw a lot of lich could expand. I don't understand what's going on today, Adriana. So apparently there's a lot of lich going on. Does that mean glitch? Were there technical difficulties? Christy says no, like crown activation gone. At the end. At the end. I don't see any difference. Well, when you're blessing, when you're blessing friends and family members, it's the heart, and then blessing the self, also heart and solar plexus. So, but I don't notice much of a difference. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Then back when blessing the earth. Okay. So blessing the earth is what? Crown. Blessing those closest to us, heart. Self-interest, self-love, self-respect, dignity of the self, solar plexus. My kidneys feel heavy. Interesting. Are you having people cord to you at work? No? So inhale, be aware of the kidneys. Exhale, let go. Good. Let's see. Indiana says, thank you for a great lecture. I'm aligned too. Oh, that's right. Of all the astrological signs of all the years I've been leading the Twin Hearts meditation, Leos are the most common in my groups. My ex-wife was a Leo. I've dated several Leos, and most of the people that, more than a quarter of the people that were in the group were Leos. Get it, Christy? I've dated a Taurus. Very stubborn. So there's a tendency. Remember, your sign, your astrological sign is a tendency. It is not a death sentence. It's not written in stone. It just means it's your tendency, right? Doesn't mean that's who and what you are, because you're not your sign, right? You are the soul. So when people go, well, I'm a this, and so that's just how it, no, that's a lower level of truth. Do you want to stay at the lower level of truth, or do you want to rise? Right? So what's the higher level of truth? Light, love, and power. So if you're weak in some area, because that's a particular sign that you have not worked on in many incarnations, recognize I am not that. I'm the soul, light, love, and power. I am the virtues. Okay. What's up, veryearthy.com. Okay. Everyone at home and everyone not at home, let's do our exercises. We'll play 10 minutes of songs. Please do 2 rounds of jumping jacks, twisty turnies, and then Tibetans or mental physics. Probably Tibetans because it takes less time. Okay. We'll pause you guys at home. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you got your 2 rounds of exercises in and your Tibetans, at least 3 reps for each of the Tibetans. So something came to me earlier in the meditation that we're going to start doing what we were doing originally with the Light, Love, and Power live streams on Facebook last year, is that we're going to have homework, teeny tiny homework, nothing major, but we're going to have homework from Sunday's meditation to the next Sunday meditation. Because what is this group all about? The Inner Transformation Membership. It's about transforming you from the inside out. And the only way that you can transform is by applying the awareness and understanding that you're getting from week to week to week to week, right? And yes, Adriana loves homework. So for her, we're going to give her extra homework and we're going to give her less credit for that homework, right? Because part of her homework is not needing validation and recognition. So we're going to remove that entirely. So that's something that we're going to be implementing next week. For this coming week, I'm going to be doing all the extra filming of Thursdays and Sundays for this coming week. So we'll have several videos that I haven't figured out if I'm going to post them all at once or spread them out. The reason I'm thinking posting them all at once is because that way, just in case internet connection is squirrely where I'm traveling, because I'm not going to be traveling through areas that have good internet. Some places will have no internet whatsoever. So I'd rather have you guys probably have everything at once, and then you can choose to watch them all back to back, or you can choose to watch them, at the appropriate times on a Thursday or Sunday. So most all the extra videos will be done this coming week. And then my last day, my last 2 times here, like a Thursday and Sunday, everything will be broken down and it'll just be normal screen, if you will. Better spread, even if with delay or binge watching. True. So maybe you guys can practice self-mastery and, you know, control of like, I can watch 3 extra hours of this, or I can do it, you know, at the set time that I've been doing it at for the past 3 months. So most likely I'm going to have everything posted ahead of time, and then I'll let you guys know, hey, I'm going to be, you know, later on today, I'm going to be doing it. If you want to jump on, here's the link, and then you can jump on or not. It's entirely up to you. Okay. What else? So we'll be doing starting homework next week, and then we'll be doing that throughout the week because again, I'm a huge proponent of transforming as a soul, right? I'm not really big into passively taking in information. I'm not a fan of that, right? We spent 4 years of passively taking in information at school. Most people go to workshops and seminars and retreats, and they just barely practice anything that they learn. That's why people are always seeking more instead of seeking to go deeper, right? You can obtain enlightenment through one technique, practice for 20 years, right? You can obtain enlightenment with one technique, one practice, one meditation, if you do it deeply for 20 years. But most people, they don't do that. They skim the surface. So they have very superficial awareness and understanding of many different things. And they never really deeply transform. So I'd rather have you guys take 7 techniques, right? 7 practices and become masterful at those. And then your life transforms and you can become a huge instrument of goodwill and the will to do good for many other people. So I'm not a big fan of like, what's the next advanced technique? What's the next advanced technique? What's the next advanced technique? Are you practicing the advanced techniques that have already been given? Right? So I think that's my responsibility as a facilitator, is encouraging you guys to practice. My job, right, is to give you the knowledge that I've been given, remind you of that knowledge to make sure you're doing it properly, and then to keep pushing your butts in the direction of practicing, right? A simple one is like, hey, I want to become more prosperous. Okay, great. One of the main principles of becoming more prosperous is tithing. Yeah. But give me the real scoop. No, it's tithing. Yeah, I know it's tithing, Christian. I get it. But what's the real, like, give me the deeper, more advanced technique on how to be prosperous. Tithing more, right? So it's the simple things that we have a tendency to avoid because it's too obvious. But what is enlightenment, as Master Cho would say? Noticing what is obvious, right? Noticing what is obvious. Are you practicing forgiveness every day? No. Why not? Are you practicing tithing every month? No. Why not? Are you practicing gratitude daily? No. Why not? Those 3 things will transform your life in ways you cannot even imagine. Just those 3 things. You're like, yeah, but I need something more advanced. No, you don't. It's super advanced. Trust me. None of us have mastered those practices, right? So again, I'm going to encourage you guys in the group practicing what you've been taught. Super important. Okay. Also, last point for WESAC, because people always forget this if they're not used to doing WESAC. And then it's always a last minute thing. All white. So white blouse, white shirt, white shorts, white pants, linen. It doesn't matter. You don't want it to be silk, but outside of silk, it doesn't matter what kind of white it is. If it's off-white, preferably white, right? White linen is preferable, or white cotton is preferable, but make sure you have it. You order it on Amazon today or tomorrow. It comes to you before the 26th, or you can go to Target or Walmart or wherever and pick up a white shirt, white pants, white khakis, white capris, right? So you want to have your apparel ready. I, unfortunately, left my WESAC clothes that I've had for many years in Denver in storage. Completely forgot to take them out of storage. So there's a lot of brightness in the storage facility that's radiating for the entire storage unit building. Anyways, so I'll have to get my own. So lots of love to you guys. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with the group. If you need anything, please let me know. I would recommend, for those of you who have not signed up for healing, I'd recommend getting healing before WESAC, because we can do deep and deep and deep and deep thorough cleansing on you to help you assimilate more of the energies, because that's inner resistance is what prevents you from assimilating the energies. So if you want to schedule a healing before WESAC, we'll spend 45 minutes doing a deeper thorough cleansing on your bodies, plural, and then you can absorb the energies much, much faster. And the way to schedule that is on my website, christianarlong.com, easy peasy. You're very welcome, Chrissy. Can we wash our WESAC clothes? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yep. The energy is usually pretty strong and all permeating. And then once you're done wearing those clothes, you preferably want to wrap them in silk. In general, in pretty much every case, your WESAC clothes are your WESAC clothes for life, right? So you want to wrap them in silk so they're protected, and you don't wear them throughout the year. You just wear them for WESAC. Okay. And then over time, they will become luminous, super, super bright. They'll look like little suns the more you wear them. Okay. So I hope that helps. Lots of light, love, and power from God and Grandmaster Choa Koksui into your lives. I look forward to continuing to serve you, and I will see you on Thursday, if not sooner. Bye-bye.